Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs to the live stream. I hope you guys can hear me and see me properly. Thought of coming live today. It's been a long time that we haven't interacted much through the live session. So let people join. And today I thought of coming for 30 to 45 minutes live so that we can take all your questions with respect to current market situation and job market. What are new things in testing and automation in testing? What are the new tools and training and new things that you have to learn and everything? So I thought of coming live and then would like to take your questions. And then we will be regular in the live sessions now. We will coming live regularly every week. I'll try my best to come live. So I just want to confirm that are you guys able to hear me properly and are you able to see me properly? I can see Mohan, Ajinkya, friend, quality talk with Rushabh. Hi Rushabh. Hi Rahul. Good to see you guys once again. And we'll take uh, 2, 3 minutes and then we'll surely start. Hi Nandikanti, Naveen, Rachit, Suman, Khaja. Great. I can see that Alexander and Lakshmi Narayan. Great. So loud and clear. Great. Praveen, thank you so much for confirming. Hi Lakshmi. Hi Sahil. Good to see you again here. Great. Anand, Felix. It's been a long time. Yeah, we will be regular. I was like quite busy from last couple of months, so could not make it possible with the live session and with the videos. But with this video, I'm sure that we will continue with our learning with Naveen Automation Labs. Great. So I think I can see the count is around 120. We can start it now. So first of all, June 2024 is going on and it's about to end. And half of the year, like 24, is already gone. So let's see what exactly we can improve and we can learn in next 6 months, especially in 2024. What is the current status for the AI in testing and which tool is adopting and everything? We can discuss about that. I mean that part as well. But if you have any questions before that, we can take all your questions and then accordingly we can discuss about it. Great. Thank you, Pranesh. Thanks for joining. So, guys, you can shoot your questions and then we can take it from there. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pranesh. Thank you, automation team. I don't see your name, but whatever your name is, thank you so much for joining. Next series and training will definitely, Mohan. We have recently announced the API batch also. And the current series on YouTube Playwright, first we will finish, then we'll pick some other tools as well for sure. Thank you, Pranesh, once again. And thanks for joining, guys. Okay, I want certificate IstQb. Let's quickly start with that. Shrishti is asking. We have already discussed this topic multiple times. But again, for the newcomers, IstQb or CST, which one I should go for? Srishti, it's up to you. You can go with IstQb or CSTE also. But if you take my personal advice, I won't prefer any kind of certification in testing like IstQb or CSTE. Especially, it's a very less demanding thing in the market. Even I am also ISTQB certified, and then but I have never shown on my resume, and then nobody actually asked me as well. That's my personal experience. That's my personal opinion about it. I have recruited a lot of people. I was a part of interview panel with many companies, consulting companies, and I have done a lot of consulting work as well. But I never asked for the ISTQB. So I would advise you better you prefer and spend your time and efforts and everything on your learning on good tools and automation and learning right testing concepts. That will be better for you instead of going with the ISTQB certification. But is this really mandatory in your company and the management is asking you to go with that? Then you can go with the ISTQB, or maybe in some other countries if they are asking for the ISTQB certification, then for the sake of getting it, you can getting it. You can try for that, but don't spend much time on the preparation and everything. Okay, that's my personal advice. If company is sponsoring for this, go for it, but don't put your own money to get the ISTQB certification for that. Right? Okay. So let's take this one as well. That Felix is asking, hi Felix, can AI replace automation test? It cannot replace. AI cannot replace automation or testing or anything. Human intelligence or coding practices and then refactoring. getting the requirement from the client, getting what exactly you want to automate and everything, we really need human intelligence and the coding expertise over there. Definitely, AI can help us to improve our automation, to finish those tedious jobs like test data preparation or some discovery scenarios that can automate, and then some basic, boring script if you really want to write, or any administrative work that you really want to do with respect to automation. You can do that, but it is not going to replace 100%. AI really needs to know, because it's a automation testing, not only automation, right? So try to understand that there is a testing factor included, and testing requires a lot of exploratory and then exploration of your functionality, features about the product, the domain knowledge, and everything, right? So the way a human is testing, AI cannot test it. Same thing with automation also, that we are going to automate the test cases, and then we are going to design some automation test cases to complete the functionality of the application. Then in that case, we really need that acceptance criteria, basic understanding, good understanding of the test cases, the product domain knowledge, and everything, that AI cannot replace that. AI definitely will help us, but not 100% replaceable for automation point of view. That's my personal opinion about it. It's just a hype and the marketing sometimes. They make also that AI will replace everything, and then there are no testing jobs or automation jobs. But from last 1 year and 1.5 years, we are seeing that there are so many jobs are there in automation, and people are started using AI, but in a very limited space with respect to automation as well. Okay, great. So, Ravi Kumar, you can check my blog on my website for the API course. So you can check it over there. So I just want to confirm that my voice is clear, right? Again, that it's absolutely good, right? That there is no lag or something like that. Okay, great. So let's take the next one is Aman. I'm manual tester with 1 year of experience. Now I want to switch to automation. Shall I go with Cypress, Playwright, or Selenium according to market demand and package? So Aman, that's really good that you are trying for automation after 1 year experience. You know that in the market, very less testing jobs are there if you are not expert with the automation. I'm not saying with the only manual testing you cannot survive. You can survive, but it will be difficult. It will be a struggle. So if you add the flavor of automation, that will be a really good profile for you. That will be a great portfolio for you. So if you really want to start with automation, I would personally advise you to start with the Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python, or any specific language that you can pick. But Selenium Java, Selenium Python is the market demand in the market right now. There's still 60-70% market captured by Selenium. And then if you are really interested in JavaScript or TypeScript, then you can go with the Playwright and Cypress also. Playwright is also like a very popular, and these days a lot of people they started implementing and using it. And whatever the cons or disadvantages with respect to Selenium and Cypress, Playwright team actually tried to implement in a better way, and then they have solved many problems with respect to, let's say, flaky test cases or auto wait and other things as well. So you can start with the Playwright also, but Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python is the evergreen combination that will always be there in the market for next 5 years also. That is like what, and in fact the Selenium BiDi is also coming. WebDriver BiDi protocol is also getting implemented very soon. We might hear about Selenium 5 also. The project is still in pipeline. After that, it will be again a very good market opportunity for Selenium in the market. So if you really want to learn a raw automation, and then you really don't want that only any ready-made automation tool, I will go with the raw automation learning after 1 year experience. Go with Selenium and Java or Python or whatever the preferred language that you're having it. After 6 months or 1 year, you can start learning about Playwright or Cypress also. That's my personal advice for you. Okay. What's your comment on PyTest? PyTest is nothing. PyTest is just like uh, it's a unit testing tool or unit testing library with respect to a Python, just like we have JUnit and TestNG, right, for Java. Same thing, PyTest is for that. So if you are working with the Python and let's see with Selenium or API automation, PyTest will give you a lot of good features to design your test cases, data providers, factories and everything, good reporting and everything, multi-threading concept and everything you can implement with respect to PyTest. So if you are coming from a Python background or trying to learn the language like Python, go with the PyTest for the unit testing framework point of view. Great. So, Chanda, thank you for the tips. So, skill required for the big product company SDET 4E experience. See, skill required for the big product companies, no doubt, that is there is a difference between, I would say, interview process with respect to service based or a big product companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Walmart, Amazon. There are many good companies are there. So they are looking for some out of the box concepts with respect to learning in terms of some technical skills for the SDET point of view. For example, let's say in automation, so they really want to know that okay, how exactly you think programmatically, analytical skills, some a really good tester with some good programming skills. Okay, that's a different topic altogether. This is a different debate altogether. That why people are asking, complex Java-based questions or programming-based questions for the SDET. This is a market demand. This is the market demand for the SDET point of view. So that's why they are demanding and asking for that. SDET means software development engineer in test. But at the same time, some companies are really checking your testing knowledge as well, that how mature you are in terms of implementing the things with respect to testing and test automation processes, what the different tools you can implement with respect to different areas like mobile automation, API automation, UI automation, and how exactly you can minimize the work. So for good product companies, I think you should start with the some expert, some demanding tools which are there in the market, along with some really good knowledge about the data design patterns, plus programming skills like any language you can pick, either Java, Python, C Sharp, or whatever, and then improve your data structure knowledge about it and algorithms also. If you some 4 year experience, I would advise you to go with Selenium with Java, and you can if you're coming from a JavaScript background, you can go with the Playwright or Cypress also. You can go with that. Add the flavor of API automation along with backend automation like REST Assured, Postman, and you can add the flavor of mobile automation also with APL, and add at least one basic knowledge about the performance testing as well, like JMeter or Gatling or K6, which is very popular in the market. You can add those skills as well. Along with that, first round, most of the time it will be programming based questions. So you have to present your ideas, how exactly you're going to solve that particular problem. They really want to see your programming mindset, that how exactly you're solving the problem. They are not expecting the exact result out of it, out of your solution, but what exactly the process of your thinking process of your solution and implementing the things, that matters a lot. That attitude matters a lot in product based companies. So if you go with that approach, definitely you will crack that interview. Okay. So Sangeeta is asking that as an automation tester, I want to know whether we should know more than one programming language like Java or Python. Sangeeta, it's not mandatory. I'll tell you one thing, that I have seen people 20, 25 years experience in testing and test automation where they stick to one language, either Java or Python or whatever. It's up to you that how exactly you start. If you are comfortable with Java, your background is coming from Java, then there are so many things that you can do with respect to Java also. But let's see if there is a market demand for the Python also, or a very good offer which is demanding for the Python or some other languages, then you can add the flavor of Python as well. But let's see if you are in the same company and then the same company you can just complete and finish everything with respect to Java, then I don't think so that you should learn and get the same level of expertise in Python or JavaScript as well, right? Because Java is also a very fundamental and very popular language. The community wise also, it's a very strong high level language, so which is more than enough to go with that, right? So I can give you my example that I'm coming from the Java background, and throughout my career I worked with Java. Sometimes I use JavaScript and Python also, but my first primary programming language is still is always Java. As a trainer also, I prefer Java to finish and to learn my automation with most of the time with Java only, because I'm very much comfortable. I know that how to solve a specific problem with Java, and this is what the market demands. That how exactly you're going to solve the problem. Problem solving skills matter. I don't think so that the language specific thing matter over here until unless there's a specific requirement for let's see machine learning you really want to learn or something like that. In that case, you have to really go with the Python or maybe some other programming languages. Okay, so Nandikanti Naveen is asking involved in different tools and technologies like codeless automation, C Sharp with spec flow, and now WebDriver IO. Due to this, I'm not perfect any of this. Just I'm able to understand framework. Okay, see, that's a I would say good thing also and the bad thing also, Naveen, that you have to get the expertise in at least one tool. But before that, I would advise you tools will come and more tools will be there in future. Tools will come and go. But your basic fundamentals, how to design the things, design patterns, design principles with respect to automation. What is the context for the automation point of view, that where exactly in which context I can implement the automation framework, that matters a lot. That mindset matters a lot once you get the expertise and then with respect to automation. But your context is very poor and you are just always trying to focus only on a specific tool for every single problem, then that's not a good idea. So I would advise you that it's good that you are getting opportunity like codeless automation or C sharp or WebDriver IO with the JavaScript. It's good to know that, but try to improve your fundamentals with respect to automation, that how to automate, what is the best design patterns in the specific automation tool, what are the important features which are missing in some other tool, right? Something like that. So try to do some good POC on different automation tools, but whatever the top tools which are there in the market like Selenium or maybe Playwright or Cypress or any other XYZ tools, you should have at least good hold on all these tools, right? I cannot say that, okay, yeah, I can work with the codeless also, with that also, with this also, but I'm having only very basic knowledge about it. I'm not comfortable with, with the proper framework or design patterns or design principles, then you will always struggle with that, right? So I'll tell you one example that when I started my automation career, I started with the UFT QTP that time we used to call, and my fundamentals were really good. I used to write the code with the VB script and how to design the things, how to write the test cases, design patterns, and then framework development approaches like data driven and other principles that I used to follow. Still, I'm using the same thing and okay with the new automation tools as well. Then Selenium came, then Playwright came, the WebDriver IO and other tools also came. But the fundamentals of writing the things, fundamentals of designing the test cases with automation is still same. So that fundamental, actually, because of that only, I able to crack some really good interviews or good packages and other things. So that matters a lot in your career instead of a tool. So always give the preference to the designs and your basics and the fundamentals, right? Okay, so Ajaswar is asking, hi Ravi, please share some info regarding Salesforce QA Automation, Selenium Java, and future of Salesforce QA. Raja, it's good. Salesforce is really good, very booming and very demanding in the market. But again, Salesforce QA Automation, I would say that Selenium Java is not the right tool or maybe not the right fit for the Salesforce based applications or Salesforce QA automation point of view. There are some dedicated specific tools are there in the market, like Prover is there, or Salesforce is having its own dedicated test automation tool, but you have to pay for it. But if you really want to use some open source libraries like Selenium with Java or Playwright or something like that, I think there will be a struggle. Better you just go with these specific tools that I mentioned, like Prover or something, and then go with that. And future of Salesforce QA, it's good. It's a separate domain that you really need to have to know about what how exactly Salesforce works with respect to Salesforce objects and Salesforce applications and Salesforce CRM based applications. That will be a great thing. Later on, you can move to the Salesforce development also, or there are various streams with respect to Salesforce. You can go with that. So, future of Salesforce QA is good, no doubt about it. But try to join those projects in Salesforce where the scaling is really great, where number of clients and customers and the load on that application, which is really great. People are actually using that application. It's a very complex system or something like that. Then it will be a great learning for you. You are learning front end Salesforce configurations, developments, and the back end also with respect to Salesforce. That will be a great learning for you. So that's my personal advice. But you can continue with the Salesforce QA as well, no doubt about it. Cypress batch, we will see. Jakub, that's not planned yet, but definitely we'll try to start something with respect to Cypress batch as well. Yes, Vasant, can you do a video on Playwright framework from the scratch? Vasanta, that is already there with respect to Playwright Java, one end-to-end framework that we have already designed, and now the Playwright TypeScript series is going on. So we will very soon, after a couple of videos, very soon we are going to start with Playwright with TypeScript also. For the framework point of view, we will design one end-to-end proper CI/CD, Jenkins, everything. We will try to cover that part as well for sure. Okay. Priyanka Chakrabarti is asking, I have faced a question in interview like, how will I maintain my test data if the application like registration page always it takes unique credentials, so how to maintain the script? Priyanka, it's a very standard problem in automation, especially whenever there is a form filling or registration page or something like that. So in that case, let's see some unique email ID or unique name it is taking all the time. Then in that case, you can use some faker library also. That is a third-party library. If third-party library is not allowed, then you can create your own utility functions, which will generate, let's see, some random email ID or random names or random phone numbers it will generate, which will always be unique. And then you can create the unique credentials also with these libraries or with utilities, your own utilities with respect to Java or whatever the language that you are using it. You can create that, and then you can maintain, let's see, you can maintain some data providers in TestNG or JUnit if you are using it, and then you can supply the data from there, right? And that way you can do it. So it's a very standard problem in automation that on the registration page, unique credentials that you have to supply. So how to maintain? So you can maintain one data provider, so you don't need to manually update the script again and again, or you need to don't need to manually update or change the test data again and again. It will always on the fly, it will generate the unique credentials or unique data like email ID, password, or something like that. You can create your utilities. You can mail me separately. I can provide some really good utilities that I have already created and it's already with me. Or maybe later on, I can share the GitHub repository also for that. You can get some idea about it, that how to use the unique data for the registration page or for your automation script. Vijay Rana is asking how much Java needed for automation. That's a very good question, Vijay. That Java for SDET or Java for automation point of view. First of all, see, there is no limit, right? Because you see that like every year, Java is releasing a new version in the market, 2021. People are still like stuck to Java 8. In fact, people are not using Java 8 features also. I have seen people that they are not even using full flash feature of Java 8, the function interfaces or streamings or streams or there are other features also, Lambda and everything provided in Java 8 to now Java 21 or 22 is which is there in the market. But how much Java? I think everyone should know the basics of core Java, starting with the very good fundamentals of if-else condition, for loops, when to use what, when to use while loop, when to use for loop, do while loop, which use cases we can solve with respect to loops. Let's see, for example, carousel or calendar or any pagination applications are there. Then in that case, I'll go with the while loop because number of iterations are not fixed. So that basic fundamental of programming, in fact, any language, which is very much required. And now, if you really want to know about the Java point of view, I think very good fundamental. I mean, you should have a good fundamental on the Java object-oriented programming concepts. How exactly inheritance works? What do you mean by polymorphism, encapsulation, composition, aggregation, and interfaces, abstractions, and everything? How exactly we can use these core Java OOPS concept in real-time problems to solve automation problems. So that will help you a lot. Don't learn only the bookish definition that okay, yeah, this is the meaning of inheritance or overloading or overriding. Just try to understand when exactly and how exactly I can implement in my framework to improve the design, to improve the or to implement the best design patterns. Because if you see all the design patterns, either you talk about page object model or factory pattern or singleton pattern and all these things, all the design patterns are actually based on your core Java object oriented programming concepts. So that will help you a lot to implement the things properly. See, there are two guys. Try to understand. This guy knows basics of Java. This guy knows that I can write the code, I can write the script, I can do some basic stuff in Java, basic manipulations in string, arrays, loops, and everything. But you are here who knows that when to use the actual programming concepts with respect and plus the automation concept with object-oriented programming concept. So this guy is writing a plain script with 1,000 lines of code, but you are writing the code with respect to let's say only 200, 300 lines of code that you can easily manage, right? For the same feature, then obviously your code is better, your code is more optimized. Try to learn about the complexities, how exactly we can improve the time complexity and everything. Maybe I can do some problem, solve some problem instead of O n or O n square. I can easily solve with the problem with O of log n as well. So these are the programming fundamentals in every programming languages, which is very much required. But for Java, I think you should improve what are the new features of Java with every new version. At least have some idea what do you mean by records, lambda, what do you mean by the stream concepts and everything, functional interface. Try to learn about it. That was, I think, more than enough. You don't need to later on. It's totally up to your interest that you really want to go some advanced things, advanced framework in Java like Spring and Spring Boot framework and all those things, EJB or servlets, or if you really want to implement the backend or and some Java backend application you really want to develop, that's a different course or that's a different learning altogether. But for automation point of view, whatever I mentioned, that is, I think, more than enough for you. Okay. So Vinayak is saying then automation engineer, test engineer with 3 years at Amdocs. I want to make a switch, but confused. Also, please suggest some projects. Also, I want to go for the senior position in automation. Any tips? Vinayak, see, 3 years at Amdocs. I want to make a switch, but confused about. Also, please suggest some projects. See, in automation, projects doesn't matter. Try to understand. In automation framework or automation can be applied on any kind of project. For example, let's say Selenium or API automation. You're using REST assured. So if you are having API automation or let's say GraphQL automation or REST API, you can easily implement REST assured over there. So here the framework, the tool matters, right? The framework approach matters. How exactly you are designing the framework for a specific application, that matters. Here we don't talk about same framework can be applied on different multiple applications. The fundamentals will remain same. So try to improve once again the same thing I will repeat. Try to improve the fundamentals with the knowledge of tool also that how exactly Selenium works, what is the best practice of using it, how exactly we can use Selenium properly in the framework or in a specific design pattern, that how to design one full-fledged automation framework. Because after 3 years or 4 years, people will expect at least that level of thing from you and you are trying for the senior position in automation, then you have to improve other areas also. Not only UI automation, you have to add the flavor of API plus APN plus maybe performance testing. What if they are having a demand for the performance testing? They really want a guy who can come and then who can implement and improve the performance and then try to find out some blockers with respect to performance or why application is very slow and do some R&D on the performance testing as well and the performance of the application as well. So that mindset you have to improve after 3 4 years. That level of maturity they are expecting with the senior position in automation. Automation is not about only just using one specific tool and then my work is done and then I'm running my automation test cases or writing and browser is getting launched. End of the day, they are expecting something from you. That is the return of investment they are putting on you. They are putting the efforts, money, resources, hiring, and giving the time also for your automation. So that's what your responsibility is, that you are delivering the things also with your learning, with your skills. Right. So that's my tips for you, that try to improve your basics, improve some really good tools knowledge, and then go in the market with respect to interviews. Okay, let's quickly do that as take this as well. Is it okay to switch to PM product management or BA profile after 12 years experience in testing? Yeah, of course. I have seen a lot of, few people. In fact, couple of my friends also, they moved to product management and the BA. I'm not sure the BA profile is still going on, but product management, product owner, because 12 years experience in testing. So you know testing in and out. You understand how exactly customer thinks, what is the customer acceptance criteria and everything, and you have seen the entire whole project altogether. I think that will be that will be a great profile, no doubt about it. And then if you're really good in, you know how to deal with the stakeholders, how to discuss with the customers, and how to get the requirement, and how to make sure that okay, the testing team and the engineering team and the dev team, they are, how to get the work out of this team. If you have those skills, you can definitely try for the product management. Plus, you will get an extra advantage because you're coming from the testing background. Plus, you are getting extra advantage with the testing that you understand the customer, the stakeholders, your communication, and plus your domain knowledge. Let's say you have experience around 5 to 7 years in the finance or any fintech application. then that's a very good thing. You understand the business, you understand the testing, you understand the pain of customer also, and then definitely you can try for the PM or BA profile after 12 years. 12 years is such a long time in testing. After that, you can go with that. Plus, some people have seen that they are trying to learn automation, but still they say, no, Naveen, it's not my cup of tea. I don't want to spend much time on my learning on automation because after 12 years, 13 years, I don't want to learn automation. I don't want to write the code. I'm not enjoying writing the code. If this is the thing, then in that case, a PM or the BA profile is also a very good option for the testers. Okay, MSP, I don't know what is your name, but how can I get the industry level experience? I'm having career gap and wanted to ask as a software tester. See, that's a very common problem with a lot of people, especially female candidates also. They are having the same problem that I'm having some career gap because of XYZ reason and how to get the industry level experience. So I would advise you that first of all, try to improve your technical skills. Maybe before gap, you were a tester, so try to improve your testing fundamentals. What are the new terms and terminologies, and then what are the new skill set people are looking for, and how exactly people are working in the testing domain these days? What is the current market situation in 2024? Let's see. So in that case, you will get to know that where exactly you stand, where exactly I stand with respect to the testing concepts. Maybe 10 years back or 7 years back, testing was totally different. But now the testing is having new flavor by adding automation, AI, new tools are there in the market. People are learning and writing the code, designing the framework and everything. So try to adopt those things as well, right? Plus testing basic core fundamental skills are very much required, and then if you can do something like you can just maybe try with some consulting work or maybe try with some freelancing work. You can apply for the some referral also, and if you are getting opportunity, that okay, fine, you don't worry about the salary initially, or maybe your salary is low. Just try to get the experience, get the flavor of how exactly people are doing in the market currently. Try to get that. So once 6 months or 1 year is done with that latest experience, then I think it's up to you how smartly you are going in your career after that, right? But improve your tools and tech skills also, which is very much required these days, especially you are having a career gap. So better, along with testing skills, improve automation in testing also with tools and tech. That's very important. Same thing. Hello, Hell is also asking the same question. So I think the same answer for this as well. Okay. I think this is also very good question. I think a lot of people they are struggling with the same thing that I'm having 3 years of experience in manual testing. Now I'm trying to switch to automation, but I'm unable to give clear answer on framework. So what is the suggestion regarding this? See, Renuka, it's a problem with few folks that they know the things, but they are not able to deliver the answer at the time of interview. Why? Because I'm not talking about communication, how good you are in speaking in English or something like that. But if you know the things, if you know the concept clearly, then it will be very easy for you to answer it and express it at a time of interview. That is very important. This is what majority of the people fails because of they know the things, but they are not very much clear about the concepts. That's why they are like they just try to memorize the things. For example, they just try to say that okay, yeah, this is how it works and this is how it is implemented and this is how I have used in my previous framework, or maybe somebody has implemented that. This is what I used to do. That's why I'm also doing it. But what is the reason behind that? Why are we doing this? What exactly the actual logic behind that? How exactly this framework is designed in such a way? What is the design pattern? Which approach, data driven, or what do you mean by TDD, BDD, Cucumber, TestNG? Which, how exactly, and what is the reason of that? How exactly you automated that? What do you mean by triple A pattern, Rule 30 patterns? There are different other different patterns and then principles also that we used in framework. So once your concepts are clear, then only you can give the best answer. Then only you can be different from others, right? I have seen when I take interviews, the moment I ask the question, they say that this is what I used to do because somebody has written that code. I'm also copy pasting the same code and then calling one method, and that's it. But now you are going to join a new company, the new framework will be there, or maybe you have to design the framework from the scratch. So from the interviewer side, also try to understand that why they are asking this question, because they are also expecting something from you, that your fundamentals are really good or not on the framework part, on the coding part, or the test automation part. So my suggestion is that uh, improve your framework knowledge and try to do some practice, give some mock interviews, take some help from the experts or from your seniors or from your colleagues, that okay, this is my knowledge on the framework part, am I giving the right answer or not, can I add some extra points or maybe some extra flavor or x factor in the answer, can I give the best answer as compared to others, because your answer should reflect that your knowledge, that okay, yeah, this candidate is really good, this candidate is really powerful, having some really good knowledge about it, and this candidate is totally different from others. So cracking interviews, giving the answers actually is an art. Trust me, I have seen some really good people who are really good in designing the things and the framework and tools and tech and programming and everything, but still they are not able to crack it because they are lacking in they are lacking in expressing the things at a time of interview. They don't know that how to present the answer at a time of interview. So that is the skill that you have to understand and you have to learn. Yeah, Hulri Vamsi, nowadays people are asking about Python automation, even though we have good experience in Java. Is it really necessary now to switch to Python? See, as I mentioned, in fact, Selenium guys also officially released that Selenium Python is having the maximum downloads or maximum actually visitors on their official website with Python. But that is also a surprising number for everyone, because from last 7 8 years we are like keep hearing the same thing, that Selenium Java is the best combination, and Rest is the best combination. If you see at the market level or implementation point of view, Selenium Java, Selenium Python, both are good. But if you're coming from the really good Java background, and then let's say out of 10 calls, 3 4 calls are coming with Python, and you see that okay, no other jobs in that area or maybe in that particular time, people are not asking for Java, and then the demand on that particular profile, and then what for that particular company with Python only. Then in that case, you can start improving and learning your Python knowledge as well. That will definitely give you extra flavor, because you're already coming from the Java background. Then it will be easy for you to learn Python as well. But again, the same thing. If you're learning Python, please try to add one unit testing framework also, like PyTest or Unitest. Try to add the flavor of different libraries that we use in Python. Let's say, for example, I really want to read some Excel file or some JSON parsing or API automation with Python, or how exactly that the way we used to work with third-party libraries in Java, what are the alternatives are available with Python. Only Python basic programming will definitely help you, but if you really want to crack interviews, so they are expecting that you're coming from the Java background, that how good you are in Python, other third-party libraries also to solve a specific problem, right? So try to learn with that thing as well, that how exactly Cucumber works with Python, right? How exactly Python will solve a specific scenario. Do I really need, let's say, file reading or parsing APIs are there in Python or not? Or let's see some for API automation, how exactly I can use Python? Do I need to use any third-party module for that, or any existing library or existing module in the Python in Python 3 or 4, 2 or 3? I have to use that. So try to understand those things, improve your core, and then go with that. At the time of interview, you can always say that okay, although my background is completely from Java, but I work with Python also for a specific project, and a couple of projects that I have dealt with the I have seen with the Python also, and then accordingly you can give the interviews. So I think if an interviewer is really matured enough, and if interviewer is really good, they will definitely understand this problem as well, that you are coming from the Java background. They really want to check your programming mindset, your technical mindset, of on your automation mindset, that how you are solving the problem. But your fundamentals, your basics are not good, then doesn't matter you're coming from Java background or Python background. I hope you agree with my point. Okay, so Nikhil Dara is asking what's the duration and the roadmap for learning automation by own. See, Nikhil, there is as such there is no specific timeline. Okay, every candidate is different. For every candidate, maybe some people are really smart enough or having some basic knowledge about automation, they can easily learn for next 7 days or 10 days also, or 1 month also. But someone who is a slow learner or practicing it and then not getting enough time, for them maybe 3 months, 6 months, 5 months also, or 1 year also sometimes. So you decide first, you try to understand the basic stuff without any excuses that no, I have to learn. It means I have to learn. You set your mindset, set your milestones, set your target that okay, in next 1 month, I have to learn this tool. I have to start, let's see, for example, with Java or Python, and then after that Selenium, then framework part, then designing part, then all the core features of Selenium, some complex scenarios with Selenium, then the infrastructure part. Step by step, it's a journey actually, right? So it depends on tool to tool, also depends on the library to library as well. Selenium is such a wide tool because in the UI automation there are so many scenarios are there, so many use cases are there that you have to solve it, and sometimes it takes single 24 hours also to just to solve one problem. It happens, right? There are so many examples are there to understand, to learn those things. When you understand and then learn, then finally you are implementing in your Eclipse or IntelliJ. It takes time. So sometimes just to solve a single problem, I hope you guys will agree with that it takes sometimes 1 or 2 3 days also. So that's a learning. You're doing a mistake, solving it, refactoring your code, again solving it, and then again running it, again you are getting the failure, then again you're fixing it. So it's a learning process. Every day there is a learning. But as such, duration, I cannot tell you, but roadmap, I can tell you that if you're learning with any automation tool, because if you are learning, I'm not talking about codeless automation tool, I'm talking about a typical automation tool like Selenium, Playwright, Cypress, Rest Assured. In fact, with the Postman also, you can write the JavaScript, you can write the test cases with JavaScript. Some complex to complex scenarios also you can handle with JavaScript in Postman. So for all these tools, basic programming knowledge is very much required. So spend at least good amount of time, get the confidence while writing the code, try to solve some really good problems in programming, and then you move to automation. Then you will start learning and enjoying the automation journey, right? What I see the pattern that people actually know, I'm really getting bored of Java. I don't want to learn Java. I don't want to learn programming. It's really boring. I just want to launch the browser. The first day itself, I want to write a browser automation driver equal to new Chrome driver, and the browser is getting launched. Those syntaxes you will learn, the concept you will learn, right, properly. For every keyword, what is the meaning of that particular keyword? What is the meaning of that method? What is the concept of casting and everything? And then where exactly we are using the specific object-oriented programming concept in the framework and everything, you will enjoy only when you have a good knowledge on the programming part, right? So that is the first thing you have to improve, and then focus on the tool part. In tool also, like all the core features of that tool. For example, let's say Selenium. Don't write the basic stuff, right? Don't write, okay, our driver dot find element and then dot click dot send keys. No. Try to understand that how exactly I can create the wrappers, the utilities, some generic function that I can write so that let's see what dot click function will work for every element, right? With either improve your XPath knowledge or locate as a strategies with CSS or XPath or everything. Try to learn how to handle some really complex scenarios. Let's see, for example, calendars, carousels, web table with the pagination, infinite scrollings, right? Some weight mechanism that you can apply, some custom weights also you can apply, right? How to handle React based application or Angular based application with respect to automation with Selenium. So try to understand the core features of Selenium, different exceptions, how exactly it will deal in case of negative scenarios or if element is not available or not found on the page, how exactly, what kind of exception, how to handle it, right? So these core features try to learn, and then the framework part you implement. And after framework, you have to implement your infrastructure part, that how to fit into Git process or GitHub repository, CI/CD, Jenkins, Selenium Grid. Now Docker comes into the picture, cloud is coming in the picture, running the test cases on the cloud or different vendor cloud or everything, creating a separate pipeline for that. That is what the roadmap I can tell you. But duration, it's up to you how exactly you are practicing it. I cannot say that okay, next 3 months or 4 months. It's up to you actually. If you're learning by your own. It's a very good question. SVK, is this mandatory to learn DevOps for automation QA? I would say yes, it is mandatory these days because try to understand, right? SVK, that let's say you have designed one framework. Do you really want to run that framework in your machine only, in your local machine only? Or you are the only guy in the team who is doing automation? You are working also with other automation engineers, right? 4 to 5 automation engineers are there. So what is the role of DevOps? Let's take an example of Maven build cycles are there. The moment I get the build from the, let's see, from Jenkins or from the dev team, I immediately want to trigger my pipeline, or I really want to trigger my job also. So if you don't have the knowledge about the CI/CD tools or build pipelines or Jenkins or GitHub Actions, then how will you do that? Right? If I ask you that, okay, no, you have to raise the PR to me. I really want to review your code, and then once your code is approved and accepted, then only I will merge your code in the master branch. So if you have no idea about the Git local branching processes or Git processes with respect to DevOps, you will always struggle. What if, let's see, if I'm hiring you for the automation, senior automation profile point of view, and then if I ask you that uh, you have to design one automation framework, and then you have to distribute that framework to other team members also in US, UK, and or in India. But it should be a common automation framework. Then you should know about that how exactly I can create a common automation library. Like I can use some artifact repository management like Nexus or JFrog or something like that. How to deploy my artifacts right on the server so that through the pipeline so that I can distribute my libraries also to other team members or other automation engineers within the organization. How to maintain your jobs, how to implement the CI/CD processes, how to run your test cases on the cloud. It's a very, very important use case. How to set up your own browser lab. What if I want to run Chrome, Firefox, Edge browser with 5 different browsers? Let's say 95, 96, 97 Chrome version, or with latest Firefox version, or 15 version back, I really want to use Firefox, or Edge browser I want to use on the cloud, right? I really want to set up my own things on AWS cloud or GCP or Microsoft Azure pipelines. I really want to use that. Then in that case, how to do that? So they all these things are demanding your basics of DevOps. That's why the DevOps in automation is very much required. I cannot simple saying that, okay, yeah, I've designed this framework, I've implemented number of pages and everything, page object model, and right click and run as TestNG or Java application in my local. No. End of the day, you all have to work together, all team members, automation engineer, and then you should have a common server to run your test cases over here. And then you have to make sure that, okay, you all are merging the code in a common repository with the proper PR and branching processes and everything. And then you're running the test cases on the cloud, okay, with the help of CI/CD pipeline. So to understand these things, that's why the DevOps activities are very much required over here, right? Okay. So let's take this question also. I think it looks like a design question. Chetan is asking, we have different environment. According to that, we run our automation script. Different URLs are stored in property file. Perfect. But when we want to run from CI/CD, how do we change these variables? Yes, Chetan, you can do that. You can use choice parameters or do some string parameters. You can take it. You can parameterize your builds, and then it's a good approach that you are using number of properties file according to the environment. There you are maintaining the username, password, or maybe the URL. Let's see, amazon.qa.com or abc.stage.com or uat.com. So maintain number of properties file. And then these properties file, you can write a logic, maybe one switch case logic you can write while initializing the properties. And then you can pass one command line argument. Let's say if you're using Maven. So you can write something like Maven key install minus d env equal to qa. So this minus d env equal to qa, you can parameterize in your Jenkins CI/CD pipeline or whatever GitHub action that you are using it. And while triggering the builds, that time I'll supply the environment name here. So let's say my environment name is equal to QA or stage or UAT or production or dev environment. The same environment variable I'll merge or I will append in my Maven install in the CI/CD pipeline or in the Jenkins or GitHub Actions, whatever you are using it, right? And then when I trigger it, it will be triggered automatically. Same thing if you are creating a Jenkins pipeline also. Let's say you are maintaining, if you're using Jenkins, you must be using some Jenkins file. Number of stages are there. That time also you can define that, okay, fine, running the test cases on the dev environment. So minus DENV equal to dev over here. Or you can create one global variable that you can supply from the Jenkins pipeline also. That also you can do it here. So multiple stages that you can create, stage one, stage two, stage three for the deployment stages. And then in that stage, you can supply the environment name there. That also you can do it to run the test cases from the CI/CD on multiple environments. This is exactly we do. It's a very common scenario and it's a very good question actually that we do it here. Okay. Sahil Sharma is asking that can we switch from automation QA to development role? Yes, why not? That's the advantage with the automation, that you understand the code, you're writing the code. Automation is also like equivalent to development in terms of writing and designing the things. But the way you're designing the framework and everything, if you're writing and implementing the things properly with all the fundamentals and all the patterns and principles of development, you can definitely, and if you are having that interest that, okay, no, I really want to learn more and more, then talk to your develop a friend or colleague or any expert who are really good, and then you can just switch to the development role as well. Why not? Right? So you can definitely switch, but I can see one reverse pattern also, that development profile. People are coming from a development background and they are moving to the automation QA also, automation test automation also, because of some smart package or similar kind of thing, and they can utilize their development skills in the automation QA as well, with respect to their, because the scope is so wide, right? In automation, we have varieties of automation, varieties of tools are there, same principles or design patterns I can use in automation also, and the vice versa, that automation QA can be a developer also, but you have to put some extra efforts. You have to generate those skills. You have to get those experience and everything in automation first, and then you think, okay, no, I can solve some really complex customer problem also with my development skills, improve that, and then go with that. Definitely, you can do it. AI based testing tools, you take like still the same thing, Mohan, that I've already talked about it many times. The AI based testing tools are good. Most of the tools are like code based automation tool. They have implemented the AI things where some discovery scenarios, auto generated scripts, they are generating auto fillings and all those things, they are doing it. But these are paid tools. But there are no much, I would say, much enhancements or much improvements. I don't see. It's still the same feature. It's still like the paid tools. But if you see something like Selenium, Playwright, or actually they are implementing the AI libraries in their core engine or in the core features of Selenium or Playwright or Cypress or something like that, then we will see. But right now it's on and off. Right now it's still your core implementation, your core learning of your automation and the programming matter a lot, right? So just don't worry, go with that, and then improve your basics and keep learning automation and testing. Okay, so career gap that we have already seen, asking for the JavaScript, but I'm not able to learn. Yes, because that's a true. I mean, that's a true thing. Some tools are there in the market. Let's see, WebDriver IO is there, K6 is there, and Playwright is there, Cypress is there. They all need JavaScript and TypeScript. And to learn TypeScript also, you have to improve your JavaScript first, because TypeScript is with the JavaScript with types actually, right? It's a runtime programming language, but JavaScript is a compiled. JavaScript actually a runtime, but TypeScript is a compiled time language. But JavaScript is slightly weird if you're coming from Java or Python background, especially if you're coming from a Java background, and that's why you might see that some weirdness with respect to JavaScript. The syntax wise is not that straightforward. The concept of asynchronous calls, async await concept you have to understand, promises you have to understand, and there are many other things with respect to Java. Some hidden features, some weird features are there, which are not that straightforward as like typical object-oriented programming like Java or C Sharp or Python. So I have prepared one complete series on JavaScript. Around 45 videos are there. You just go. I'm sure you will be learning from the scratch, from the basics. But once you know the things, you will see that, okay, yeah, it's so easy and so interesting to know about how exactly synchronous and asynchronous calls are working, and what do you mean by asynchronous programming with respect to promises, with respect to awaits and everything, and you will learn a lot. So once you know the things, then it looks very easy actually. So I totally understand people coming from Java background. They always see some difficulties while learning JavaScript. But if you are a college student and then you have seen that they are learning directly Python or JavaScript, then it will be easy for them, because they started actually from the JavaScript. But if you see, with our generation, the generation I'm coming from, that time there is no JavaScript concept. We all are coming from the Java or maybe Python background. Then it is always a little struggle with JavaScript. Okay. So Praveen, yeah, that's a good scope for the, along with the, apart from functional testing, scope for security testing is really good. You can learn about it. There's a some it's a kind of very typical kind of testing, and then very unique, and then very niche, which is which will help you a lot to get some really good projects, bug bounty programs, and everything. So the scope and the career is really good in security testing as well, no doubt about it. Lakshmi Dharan again is asking that should the automation tester move to DevOps? Yes, you can do that because the DevOps is all about your operational base or infrastructure based automation. Automation tester, they automate the functionalities or maybe the functionality and the performance or non-functional testing that you do it with automation. DevOps is all about your infrastructure, your SREs activities, your DevOps activities, your infrastructure automation that you do. So you understand the concept of automation. So it will be easy for you to move to, not that easy, but it will be a good that okay. If you're really interested, you can move to a DevOps also. That will be a good decision. You can do that. Okay, but first you improve your knowledge, improve the things, get some experience, industry experience with respect to automation first. Few years you spend in automation, then it will be easy for you to move to DevOps. That's my personal advice. So Dharmender is asking that some interviewers are asking to write Java code in online compilers. Is it right way as we can't remember all the package name to import? Yeah, that's true, Dharmender. I totally agree with you. And online compiler sometimes might give you the wrong result also. So yeah, it's a bad approach for taking the interviews. But the basic stuff, let's see, we should know that this class is coming from the which package, file input stream or utilities or Java util package or lang package or date or character packages. If you can improve that, that's fine. But I totally agree with you. You cannot remember all the package names because if you're writing the code in Eclipse or IntelliJ, the suggestions are coming. You can import the packages and everything easily, and then you just focus on the implementation part, on the logical part. But somebody is asking that online compilers or something, then you can ask them that okay, I cannot remember each and every package name, or there are some special classes are there, or these classes are coming from a specific package. I don't exactly remember those packages. I can give you the concept, I can give you the logic, I can write it, or can I refer, or can I use my Eclipse or IntelliJ or any specific Java editor? You can ask them. You can always demand for that. If the interviewer is really good or mature, definitely they will agree on that point as well. But asking the imports and each and every syntax, somebody was asking that okay, one guy actually asked to write the complete Apache POI API code to get the data from the Excel file and delete one Excel file, update the Excel file, read write operations with the Apache POI API. That even if you ask me right now, even I don't remember because this is not the regular routine activities, right? That every day you are writing the Apache POI API code. These are the only one-time utility. That is what you are writing, and that's it. After that, you will use it. But remembering the code and remembering the method name and memorizing those things, that is absolutely bogus questions according to me. Some one should not ask these kind of questions at the time of interview. And then I tell you one thing, just be vocal about it at the time of interview. That you simple, straightforward say that. How can I remember this Java code? Like this is absolutely. I mean, I should not do that because you give me the library. I can maybe refer some libraries on Google. I can refer a specific method, or I can check in my IntelliJ also or in Eclipse also. I can get some suggestions or intelligence also. Then in that case, I can write the code. But you're asking bluntly, you're asking on the online compilers or the Notepad also. Then they are not serious about it while taking the interview. That's absolutely wrong. And just be vocal about it at time of interview. What do you feel about it? This is not the right way. You can simply say that this is not the otherwise how will I show my skills, right? So it's good that okay after that you're getting rejection also, that's fine. That maybe they don't understand and how will you work with these people also, right? So that's good. Later on you can just try for other companies as well. That's not an issue. uh Menaga Senraya is asking that thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Please make a series on playwright JavaScript end to end. It's already there. Please go with that. Already 20 videos are already there. Playwright with Java TypeScript is already going on. And then after that, we'll start with the framework development also here. Okay, so see this NSP is asking how to negotiate the salary. I haven't got a chance to negotiate my salary, striking around 3 lakhs per annum, having 2 years experience, but how can I increase my salaries for an increment point of view or negotiate my salary within the current company? So there are two scenarios. You have to negotiate after cracking interviews, getting the offers. Second thing is that within the company, you have to negotiate that, see, 3 lakhs per annum, 2 years or 3 years experience guy, which is not according to the current market standard. Just simple, tell about it, discuss with your manager, not at the time of appraisal, right? Every month or maybe every quarterly, if you're having 101 meeting or in every 15 days, you can talk to them that, okay, hey, this is the salary that I'm having it. That's the people that majority of the Indians, especially in the QA, that we don't negotiate much. We are not vocal about it. We are happy whatever we are getting. You have to ask for it. You can say that, okay, according to the current market standard, in fact, the current standard in the company also, 3 lakh per annum is not good after 2 years. I'm expecting 5 years, 5 lakhs or 7 lakhs or whatever the numbers or the company is giving to some other automation engineers after 2 years or 3 years, you can demand for that. So can you please make a correction? You can talk to your manager. So discussion is very, very important. It's not like that you will wait for 1 year and then after 1 year you will start talking about it and then you will inform. Then your manager will have a very straightforward answer. Okay, fine. We will see after 6 months or 3 months or next year. This year, okay, fine. You just continue with the same package or maybe 1, 2, 3% increment. Next year, we will see that. They will clearly say, okay, you did not mention, you never discuss the salary and everything with me, right? So if you're feeling that, okay, your package is low and according to your experience, the kind of work that you are doing and other engineers or a fresher also having a better package than you, then in that case, it's your right to discuss with them. If they are not listening, if they are not ready, then you have to take a decision accordingly because ultimately it's your personal growth, it's your financial growth, it's your learning and everything, right? So that's my advice. Second scenario is that discussion and the salary negotiation at a time of interview. Right after the interviews, at a time of offer, you have got the offer and everything. If you feel, first of all, check Glassdoor or other social media, and then check if you can have any friend or any colleague or on LinkedIn, what exactly the approximate range or average range in that particular company for that level of experience, how exactly they are offering, right? What exactly the company policy, what is the salary structure, and next appraisal and everything, stocks, RSUs, ESOPs. You consider everything, and then you give the appropriate right number or some numbers that or some figure that you have to give it to them. If you're feeling that, okay, no, it's I cannot deal with this package that they are offering, I might get, according to my caliber, according to my skill, I might get a good package from other companies also. You can always negotiate with that. Okay, so try to negotiate. Don't bluntly or blindly accept the offer. Don't do that. Okay, if you feel that no, I should negotiate, negotiate professionally. Give some logical reasons. Be rational about it, and then I'm sure that you will get a good salary. Okay, so many questions. Any video on how to calculate a test automation estimation? Maybe I can prepare one video. As such, I don't have that. So, test automation estimation technique by considering real-time scenarios, Bharat. So, I'll try. That's a good topic. I'll take the screenshot of this question and then I'll definitely prepare some video on that. So let's take others. So, Anya, playwright videos are already there. You can have a look. And the series is already going on. Okay, let me take it from here. One second. Okay, same thing. I think Mosumi is asking, please share insight on salary market standard for 2, 5, 7, 10 years of automation. See, I don't want to avoid this question, but I don't want to give any specific numbers also. Few days back, somebody written on LinkedIn that, okay, 1 crore is a normal package after 10 years and 20 years. It's just about we are not asking for that. See, that's a wrong thing. I mean, I'm not saying you cannot get 1 CR or 80, 50 lakhs of package. You can get it. But to get that package, there are consequences and there is a preparation also. You have to think accordingly, right? So I cannot give you what is the current market standard because in India there are no standards with respect to salary. In Bangalore or in Pune or if you go to any other places also, let's say NCR also or Bangalore also, a 5 year experienced guy making 10 lakhs and 5 year experienced guy in a really good company or maybe in some initial startup they got the funding and everything, he's making around 35 lakhs also. That's why I'm saying the market, there are no standards with respect to salary, right, in the market. So it's up to you. It depends on your profile, on your current package, on your from where exactly you are coming. So it's a harsh truth in the market that if you are coming from a really, really good college, plus some really good company, you're having some brand name in your profile with some really good skills, automation, communication, your profile looks really good. Plus, you maintain your GitHub repositories, you are active community member, you have some branding also with your name in the market. With that, you can negotiate those things. You can just expect some good amount of package, or as compared to other, you can get that. As such, there are no market standard, and I don't want to present on any specific number. Also, after 10 years or 7 years, what will be the expectation? Right? I cannot tell you that okay, after 10 years, let's say you can expect around 70 lakhs, but your current package is let's say around 20 lakhs. Then it's totally unfair asking 20 lakhs to 70 lakhs, 20 lakhs to 60 lakhs, right? So to reach 70 lakhs, there are steps. You have to do that. 20 to 30, maybe 30 to 38, 38 to let's see 45, 45 to 60, like that. In next couple of years or next 4 or 5 years, you have to achieve that particular target, right? And that too also like you have to switch multiple times. So that is also kind of problem sometimes. Like every 6 months or every 1 year, you are switching to a new company just to increase your package. That is also could be a negative scenario or sorry, negative thing in your profile. So just be careful about that as well. Okay, that's a good question that Sundar is asking. How can we do POC for any automation tool? How can we document automation testing? Yeah, so the POC is very important before using any specific tool to solve the specific problem. Try to find out what is the context, what exactly my project and application is all about, right? What is the team mindset? What a different skill set with my resources, with my team, right? And that tool is actually solving the project requirement or solving those problems that we are actually looking for. We're looking for some solution for those problems. So that tool is really best fit according to our context, right? So context is very important here. It's not like that I'm blindly use a specific XYZ tool. And when I try to do the things, that time later on, I did not analyze the things properly at the time of POC. So then in that case, it will be a negative thing. It will be a backfire on you once again. So that's why POC is very important. So you do POC, try to find out similar kind of tools. Let's see, for example, Selenium, Playwright, or I'm just giving some random example here for a UI automation point of view. Pick 3, 4 tools, right? You write the things and then see that, okay, I'm having this kind of application. Maybe let's see a very complex UI or very complex HTML DOM and very complex scenarios, use cases are there. So try to solve maybe 1 or 2, 3 scenarios for with each and every automation tool. Try to analyze that the result, the time, the performance, and then how easily it will be for me to write the code. For example, let's see you're coming from Java background and then you're picking one tool which is JavaScript. And your entire team is coming from the Java background. Let's say 4 team members are there. Then it will be difficult for you, right? For your team to implement a new tool with a new language because then it will take more time. The productivity is not like that the way you're working with Java. So that thing also matter in the real-time projects. That automation tool, you do a POC and consider all these factors, and then present your ideas to the team, to the manager, to the management, and everything. That this is what is this. If let's say you're solving some problems in a very good way with the paid tool also, then you can go with that. If the company allows the budget and everything, then in that case you can go with that approach as well. And then how can you document it? There are some templates for the POCs. Maybe later on, if you want, you can contact me separately. I can share it with you. and then you can document it, and you can go through a number of medium blogs also written on that POC documents, and then what are the different your observations. This scenario that you try to automate, what exactly, how exactly you did, how exactly this specific tool is behaving, how much time it took, what is the in scope and out of the scope thing for that particular automation tool, what kind of problem it can solve, what kind of problem it might not solve, what exactly the community support and everything. Try to document it, which scenario you try to automate, how much time it took, prepare and maintain the data over here. Let's see, Selenium took around, let's see, 20 minutes, or let's forget about 20 minutes, let's see, 10 minutes to execute 50 test cases. Playwright took around, let's see, 7, 8 minutes, or Cypress took around 12, 13 minutes, something like that. So are you really focusing on the performance, or how exactly data and all those things can be maintained properly? And that way you can do that. I think I got stuck here. I think, sorry guys, I got stuck, and then now I hope you can hear me once again. We'll take a couple of quick questions, and then we'll see accordingly. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Let's take this. Monica Singh is asking, "Hi Naveen, I have a query related to Selenium latest version 4 plus, where explicit browser launching step is not included, whereas in earlier version we had to use that property for the browser driver." Yes, Monica. So what is the question here? Because this is a new feature implemented in after Selenium 4.6. The Selenium manager is added. After that, you don't need to set the system property or any browser driver path. It will Selenium manager will automatically take care of it, right? So this feature is actually implemented after 4.6.0. That is, before that we used to have WebDriver, Bonnie Garcia WebDriver manager, but now we have a Selenium manager for that. Akshay, all the videos are already updated in the paid course, so you can contact me separately. Okay, there are no major changes. Okay, so I think contract testing is really good, especially for the microservices and the API testing point of view. Learn that if you're getting opportunity. It's a part of your backend automation. QA to dev profile that we have already taken, and salary market that is already fine. I think Brahma that we have already taken this question that I was asked to write the program related to hash map and compare data on the notepad. How to face on this kind of question where margin of error is high. See, in that case, so you clearly are tell them that are you really expecting to run the code, and are you really expecting that okay, I won't do any syntax error, or maybe not exactly syntax, maybe some method that I'm not aware of it, or maybe I can guess the method name because you cannot remember each and every method of the hash, right? And compare data on Notepad, and then they're expecting that copy the code from the Notepad and pasting in the Eclipse. That's not a good thing. So you can just clearly mention and then discuss and then ask about it that what exactly you are expecting, comparing the data hash map and creating the hash map related program. So I can give you the idea, I can give you the certain mechanism or certain algorithm behind that, how exactly hash map works and what are the different what are the methods are available and iterations and comparison of hash map, one hash map to another hash map, or give some idea, whatever the according to the question. But if they're expecting exactly same thing, then you can just clearly mention about it that I don't remember exactly the method name or the specific class name over here, right? Okay, can I use Eclipse for that? Can I use IntelliJ for that? Ask them if they allow that, then go with that. Okay, I think that's all. It's really now 9:15. So what we will do that let's take one more question here. Let's quickly take a couple of questions quickly. We have been asked to automate in dev instance, which is not stable and management is not understanding this issue. How can we tackle this? See, this is like sometimes it's not a good thing. It's a process related issue actually. Automation in dev or testing in dev also, which is not at all stable, and then they are expecting good testing, okay, from the testing team, and they are expecting that okay, now we have to release in the production. So just simple, uh, be rational about it, raise your concern, talk to your scrum master, okay, and talk to your manager that we really need one dedicated environment like QA environment or a stage environment for the testing point of view, because dev is regularly updating the builds and doing the dev related work. The test data is also not up to the mark in the dev environment. So we forget about automation. We will not do a proper testing also, or exploratory testing or manual testing also on the dev instance. So we really need our own separate environment for that, where we can prepare our own test data, and then we can prepare our own test automation also against that environment. We can run the test cases. So you just simply demand for that. Otherwise, you can always, when you prepare some test plan documentation, there also you can mention and then you can raise this particular point as well, that we really want that, and just try to figure it out. What are the different pain points? Generally, it happens in small companies where the budget is not allowing to create a separate environment for that. But those days are gone. I think these days everyone is understanding the problem here, that okay, for the QA team and for automation team, we really need a dedicated environment for that, right? Either just give me. I'm not expecting that okay, you give me two environment. One is QA, one is stage. That is fine, but at least we can have a separate environment, either QA or stage, before the production and after the dev. That will always be a good thing. So just raise your concern, write down and bullet points, maintain in the email, or simple circulate that, discuss with your scrum master that hey, these are the pain points. We are not able to perform the proper testing on the dev instance, and then let's see what exactly they respond. So Monica, if you are doing and using still old version 3.14, you are actually doing it wrong. It's been around more than 2 years with respect to Selenium 4 in the market. So I would highly recommend to use Selenium 4, and don't use the old version of 3.14. Yeah, Balakrishna, that we are planning something. Overall, SDET full-fledged role. I'm not saying full stack, but SDET role for overall knowledge on different frameworks, tools, DevOps, rest assured, and everything, including the performance tool as well. And we'll try something like that. We can create one combined course kind of thing. Let's see in future, but maybe this year we can do that. We have a separate individual things. Let's see, we have a course for automation with Selenium, Java, DevOps, infrastructure setup, and everything. And then we have a rest assured with framework training for the Postman with API automation, microservices, and everything. That's a different thing, right? So we'll try it. Definitely, we can combine everything end to end, and then full fledged course for the SDEC. Definitely, it's a good suggestion. We'll definitely look into it. Okay, so I think guys, that's all. Prakhar, you can just check my website. It's already announced today, so go and then check the API course there as well. Okay, so let's take this one also. Naveen, bro, which testing? Vijay Shri, bro, testing is easy. UI or backend? See, if you take my opinion, UI testing is difficult. Why? Because it's very lengthy. It's not that straightforward. First of all, a lot of flaky test cases because of the UI. changes, locator issues, sync issues, wait issues, XPath not working today, tomorrow it's not working. Today we have fixed it, tomorrow again not working. Cross browser issues are there, and then headless mode if you're running on the Linux environment or the cloud environment, then that time it's not working. You cannot automate each and everything in the UI. That is another issue sometimes. Some out of the box scenarios, some out of the box components on the application that you cannot automate that. So UI automation is always challenging, right? Backend automation is easy if you know the things. In backend, we have REST APIs, let's see GraphQL, maybe some microservices. I know that, okay, these are the get, post, put, and delete. These are the different levels of authentications. This is a JSON payload or XML payload or a status code or error codes that we are getting from the response. This is the concept of POSO that I have to understand, the concept of implementation with respect to, writing the test cases and then parsing the JSON, XML, and everything with the proper authentication techniques that I should know about it. So backend is more of a fundamental concept. Like if you are really poor, you don't understand what do you mean by OAuth 1.0, 2.0. What do you mean by tokens? What do you mean by refresh token? What do you mean by let's say JWT token or APIs keys or basic auth or primitive auth? Then in that case, then it is not a good thing if you're doing with backend automation. But backend automation sometimes it's very straightforward. Once it is done, it is done. You don't need to worry about the parallel execution. In UI automation, we have to think about parallel execution. So we have to maintain the proper threads also here. In backend automation, fine, I can run in the single instance. I don't need a separate infrastructure for that. I can continue with my pipeline. I don't need a separate a cloud environment or browser lab for that, right? Same problem with UI automation, let's say in mobile automation or the web automation, you will face it that cross browser, parallel execution, and running the test cases on the cloud. Make sure that, okay, browser is not getting crashed, then locator issues, then sync issues, and all. That is actually making your UI automation is sometimes boring. I won't say boring, but sometimes it's challenging actually. It's not that straightforward. Okay, so I think that's all. We'll take it. I know that, okay, some few questions I could not take it, but maybe we'll continue and then we will be regular on the in the live sessions. If you still have any questions, you can just ping me. You can join our Telegram group. I'll share the Telegram group link in the description of this video. Okay, after the stream, and I'll mention my email ID also. If you have any questions, you can mail me as well, or you can connect me on LinkedIn as well for that. So till then, take care and God bless you all. Keep learning, keep doing good stuff, and let me know in case of any issues, guys. Thank you so much, and good night and good morning in US. Thank you.